flickering on that old dive bar sound. You ordered one more whiskey, said, baby, one last time. Your fingers traced the tattoos on my withered skin, but something in the silence told me this was the end. No tears fell from your eyes, no words left to explain, just that look that hit me harder than the pouring rain. That smile felt like goodbye, like a knife in the night, cutting through the promises we made under moonlight. Engines revving, heart breaking, dust clouds in the sky. Damn, that smile felt like goodbye, and it won't let me die. Yeah, that smile felt like goodbye. Your boots kicked up the gravel as you walked out that door. Tail lights fading like the love we had before. I stood there with my guitar strings crying out your name, knowing every mile you drive would never be the same. I raised a glass to the devil, cursed the stars above, forgiving me your love and stealing it with that smile of love. That smile felt like goodbye, like a knife in the night, cutting through the promises we made under moonlight. Engines revving, heart breaking, dust clouds in the sky. Damn, that smile felt like goodbye, and it won't let me die. That smile felt like goodbye. Now I'm out here on the highway, chasing ghosts and taillights, radio screaming our old songs through the static fights. Every mile marker laughing at the man I used to be, but I'm cranking up the volume, gonna set this pain free. That smile felt like goodbye, etched into my soul, a southern rock tragedy playing out of control. If I could turn back time, I'd fight with all my might, but that damn smile felt like goodbye, and I'm still burning bright. Yeah, that smile felt like goodbye. under blood-red moon. Sweat burned my eyes, but I kept swinging like a fool. She stood right on the ridge line, boots planted like stone. Not a single flinch or flicker, just eyes cold as chrome. No scream, no whisper, not even a damn tear. Every blade of that steel just carved deeper in my fear. I dug while she didn't blink, buried what we used to be. 6 feet of broken promises and lies she wouldn't see. Dirt flew like my excuses, heart pounding in the clay. I dug while she didn't blink and watched the love decay. Yeah, I dug while she didn't blink. Calluses split wide open, blood mixed with the mud. I cursed her name, then mine drowned it out with a thud. Her shadow never shifted, wind howled through her hair. She just stared straight through me like I was never there. The harder that I dug, the quieter the night became, till the only sound was metal and the beating of my shame. I dug while she didn't blink, buried what we used to be. 6 feet of broken promises and lies she wouldn't see. Dirt flew like my excuses, heart pounding in the clay. I dug while she didn't blink and watched the love decay. I dug while she didn't blink. Now the hole is deep enough to swallow all my pride. I'm standing at the bottom with nowhere left to hide. Truck lights still burning, radio screaming out our song. But she turned and walked away before the last note was gone. I dug while she didn't blink. Now the grave is all that's left, a southern rock confession that I dug my own damn death. If I could claw back upward, I'd fight with all my fire. But I dug while she didn't blink, and she never once got tired. Yeah, I dug while she didn't blink. I dug while she didn't blink. crunching under tires. I was still revving the engine, still feeding all the lies. But one look from across the dashboard cut me to the bone. Her eyes knew the ending long before I'd even known. No goodbye, no warning, just that quiet steel stare. She'd already seen the wreckage hanging in the air. Her eyes knew the ending before the last shot was fired, before the shovel hit the dirt and the love was buried alive. She read every chapter, every page I tried to hide. Her eyes knew the ending, and she never even cried. Yeah, her eyes knew the ending. I kept swinging that old shovel, sweating dirt in my veins, thinking I could dig us out, rewrite the final frame. But she stood like a statue on the edge of the grave, already mourning the man I was too stubborn to save. The wind howled through the silence, the moon bled red that night. Her gaze never wavered under those cold headlights. Her eyes knew the ending before the last shot was fired, before the shovel hit the dirt and the love was buried alive. She read every chapter, every page I tried to hide. Her eyes knew the ending, and she never even cried. Her eyes knew the ending. Now I'm clawing at the darkness with these bloodied hands of mine. Radio spitting southern rock like it's mocking my decline. She's already miles ahead, taillights fading in the black, but those eyes still burn inside me. They ain't never looking back. Her eyes knew the ending, etched forever in my soul. A dark country confession that I dug my own damn hole. If I could turn back the clock, I'd burn it all with fire. But her eyes knew the ending, and she let the flames get higher. Her eyes knew the ending. stood side by side in the dirt of what we planned. No more running, no more lies, just the hole we made. Her boots next to mine, both of us unafraid. The wind whipped like a warning, the stars burn cold and bright. We finally faced the ending on that long black night. The night we faced the dirt together, staring down the grave. Every promise we murdered, every sin we couldn't save. Sweat and blood and broken hearts mixed into the clay. The night we faced the dirt together and watched the love decay. Yeah, the night we faced the dirt together. I swung the shovel one last time, she never looked away. We dug it deep and wide enough for all the games we played. No tears fell, no screams rang out, just the metal on the stone. Two outlaws at the edge of everything we'd ever known. The engine idled in the distance like a heartbeat running low. We knew there'd be no resurrection once we let it go. The night we faced the dirt together, staring down the grave. Every promise we murdered, every sin we couldn't save. Sweat and blood and broken hearts mixed into the clay. The night we faced the dirt together and watched the love decay. Yeah, the night we faced the dirt together. Now the hole is finished, deeper than the pain we hide. We threw the last lies in it and stood there side by side. Radio still screaming southern rock from the truck on the hill. But the fight was over, baby, and the night was standing still. The night we faced the dirt together, we buried what we were. Two rebels in the darkness with nothing left to stir. If the dawn ever finds us, of me and you. She stood there by the taillights, calm as Sunday morning, smiling like the end of us was exactly what she was wanting. No tears fell from those eyes, no words cut through the night, just a smile that told me everything would be alright for her. She smiled like it was me, like I was the one going down, like she was burying the old me 6 feet in the ground. She smiled like it was me, finally getting what I deserve, while she turned the page smiling, moving on unbothered. Yeah, she smiled like it was me. I dug with broken fingers, cursing my own name. She watched with quiet pleasure, playing her own game. That smile wasn't for goodbye, it was for my defeat. The death of the man who couldn't give her what she needs. The wind carried her silence like a victory song, while I kept digging deeper where I know I belong. She smiled like it was me, like I was the one going down, like she was burying the old me 6 feet in the ground. She smiled like it was me, finally getting what I deserve, while she turned the page smiling, moving on unbothered. She smiled like it was me. Now the hole is almost full, and my pride is in the dirt. She's already walking back to the truck, ready to put on her new shirt. New life, new road, new fire in her veins, while I'm still standing here in the mess that remains. She smiled like it was me, and that smile haunts me still, like my burial was the cure for the pain I made her feel. One day I might crawl out, set this whole world on fire, but I'll never forget how she smiled like it was me in that pie. Yeah, she smiled like it was me. Hey! She smiled like it was me. hands were shaking bad, and tears mixed with the sweat. The whole damn world went mad, but she stood like a statue with tight, not a muscle moved anywhere. I screamed in the heavens, cursed the dirt in the sky. She never raised her voice, just watched me slowly die. She stayed calm while I broke, while my whole world came apart. Every piece of me shattered right there in the dark. I was screaming, I was bleeding, losing every fight I fought. She stayed calm while I broke, like it was all she ever wanted. Yeah, she stayed calm while I broke. I swung that shovel harder, knuckles splitting raw, begging for some mercy, but she never said a word at all. Her eyes were steady rivers, cool and deep and still, while my heart was a wildfire burning up the hill. The wind howled like a siren, the radio played our song, but she just stood there silent where I was coming undone. She stayed calm while I broke, while my whole world came apart. Every piece of me shattered right there in the dark. I was screaming, I was bleeding, losing every fight I fought. She stayed calm while I broke, like it was all she ever wanted. Yeah, she stayed calm while I broke. Now the hole is wide and waiting, deep enough for both our sins. I'm on my knees still shaking, she's already walking back to the truck again. One last look over her shoulder, calm as the morning light, while I'm still down here breaking in the middle of the night. Stayed calm while I broke, and that calm cut deeper than the blade. Turned my fire into ashes, turned my roar into a grave. If I ever crawl back out, I'll burn this whole world down. But she stayed calm while I broke. And she never made a sound. Yeah, she stayed calm while I broke. stared into that empty space. The moon was laughing sideways, the wind cut like a blade. Then something in the darkness made my blood run cold and fade. No name on a headstone, no cross to mark the dead, just letters scratched in clay like the devil wrote instead. I saw my name in that hole, carved deep where the love used to lie. 6 feet of my own ruin, staring back into my eyes. Every sin I ever owned, every promise turned to dust. I saw my name in that hole, and I knew it was us. Yeah, I saw my name in that hole. I froze with the shovel hanging, hard hammering like a drum. She stood up on the ridgeline, watching what I'd become. No smile, no judgment, just the truth in the black. I've been digging my own grave and never once looked back. The radio in the truck kept screaming our old fight, while the dirt spelled out my ending under cold graveyard light. I saw my name in that hole, carved deep where the love used to lie. 6 feet of my own ruin, staring back into my eyes. Every sin I ever owned, every promise turned to dust. I saw my name in that hole, and I knew it was us. I saw my name in that hole. Now the hole is calling louder than the engine ever could. I'm the fool who built the coffin out of all the bad I stood. She turned and walked toward the headlights, boots kicking up the night. But my name stays down there waiting till I finally get it right. I saw my name in that hole, and it burned straight through my soul. A dark country confession that I dug my own damn hole. If I ever climb back out, I'll say Shovel scars on both our hands under that cold graveyard moon. We dug it side by side like it was always our tune. Every lie we ever whispered, every sin we couldn't hide, the dirt swallowed our whole story, nowhere left to run alive. No one else was watching, just the stars and the wind. But that hole remembered everything we burned and everything we sinned. The grave knew us both. It drank our blood and tears, held every broken promise. Through all these wasted years, it knows the man I was and the woman you became. The grave knew us both, and it still calls our names. Yeah, the grave knew us both. You smiled as you threw the dirt, I cursed as I dug deeper still. We were killing something sacred on that lonely southern hill. The radio kept blasting our old song like it was mocking our defeat, while we buried who we were right there beneath our feet. The wind howled like a witness, the moon bled red and low. We stood shoulder to shoulder with nowhere else to go. The grave knew us both. It drank our blood and tears, held every broken promise. Through all these wasted years, it knows the man I was and the woman you became. The grave knew us both, and it still calls our names. The grave knew us both. Now the hole is full and quiet, but the fire's still alive. Two ghosts standing over it, barely feeling like we survived. One day this ground might settle, but the truth will never rest. The grave knew us both better than we ever knew ourselves. The grave knew us both, witnessed our final fight, saw the death of all our fire on that dark and lonesome night. If we ever crawl back out from underneath these lies, the grave will still remember till the day we both die. Yeah, the grave knew us both. The grave knew us both. The grave knew us both. dirt beneath my nails. I was digging for the truth, but only found the hill. She stood there on the hillside, arms crossed in the wind, eyes like cold steel cutting, never said a thing. No screams, no accusations, just a silence in a stare. Every shovel full of gravel buried what we shared. She watched me dig in silence, watched me bury it alive. Every lie ever told, every promise I denied. Sweat and tears and broken dreams falling in the hole. She watched me dig in silence, and it tore apart my soul. Yeah, she watched me dig in silence. I cursed the stars above me, blamed the devil down below, said I'd dig my way to heaven, but I only dug more low. Her boots were plain and steady, shadow long and black, while I kept swinging harder, never looking back. The wind carried no mercy, just the sound of metal on stone. She never moved a muscle, left me dying all alone. She watched me dig in silence, watched me bury it alive. Every lie I ever told, every promise I denied. Sweat and tears and broken dreams falling in the hole. She watched me dig in silence, and it tore apart my soul. She watched me dig in silence. Now the hole is 6 feet deeper than the love we used to know. I'm standing at the bottom screaming, but she's already gone. Radio in the truck, still blasting out